Hello and welcome. My name is Sharon and this is Trio.of.Witches Tarot. In this video, I am going to do a little how-to on how I make my own custom tarot deck because some people have requested this. So I have here some materials you'll need. I use existing decks, for the most part, decks that were mass market, not expensive, that I ended up not connecting with. I mean, I don't buy them just to make this, but you could. So they already have, you know, the name of the card on them, and they already have a nice back. This is Shadowscapes, the English version, which is too small. I ended up getting the Czech version. So today we're going to make the Three of Cups. You also need, what comes in handy is an X-Acto knife, pair of scissors, a corner rounder. I have this Kadomaru Pro, and it has a small, medium, and large sides to it. Works great. And then some kind of glue. I use spray adhesive. You don't have to use spray adhesive. It is pretty messy. I've discovered some kind of bookbinder's glue, which I haven't gotten yet, and I haven't played with that. So I'm going to go with what I know so far. Helps if you have a guillotine cutter like this. Doesn't have to be expensive, it's just a plastic thing. And some artwork you want to use. So I usually use secondhand books I find at the thrift stores, and children's books tend to be super cheap and have art I like. So I probably paid 75 cents for this book. So let's get started. Okay, so I got the other stuff out of the way. We're gonna find some artwork for our Three of Cups. Also, you should have a pen or a pencil so that you can mark the edges for cutting out the image. And I have pre-selected something in here. I didn't just come in here blindly. So this one has a lot of really nice artwork in it. I think I will end up using this. I mean, the guy could be like a Three of Pentacles. There's not enough artwork in here to make a whole deck, but certainly, you know, or you could use it to make an oracle deck if you wanted. Today, I should have bookmarked. Why didn't you bookmark, Sharon? Okay, so I found the image we want to use for our Three of Cups. It's going to be these three kids here. You can lay the card over and see that, yeah, we're going to grab just below his hand there, pretty much. We get some of the flowers, and we'll have the three kids dancing. So I'm going to cut it out such that it will be borderless, except for on the bottom. I'm going to keep the silver band with the name of the card. We could just cover the whole card and then write on it ourselves with the name of the card, or not. You know, you don't have to. You can have one without anything on it. You could just do like the number 3 and then the elemental symbol. You can do whatever you want. I also use these gel pens a lot. I have like a whole set of different colors. I ordered off of Amazon. I'll share a link below to write on the cards if I end up doing that. But we're going to start simple in this one. So, first thing is that we want to line it up pretty well so that I'm just eyeballing it. I mean, if you really wanted to be exact, you could measure it and all that, but I'm not that concerned about it. So I use a pencil in case for some reason I end up making a mistake and I need to erase it. And then on the top up here, and then we have the line down here on the bottom. So that was the full card, right? So we're still going to need to cut off some. What is going to happen, actually, I think good. We want more. Okay, that'll be fine. So we'll wiggle it so that, well, you'll see. So then we have our X-Acto knife, which comes in handy. Oh, it's just a lot harder with a tripod in front of you to cut the pages out. So there we go, nice clean cut. We have our page. So let me get my paper cutter, see if I need to zoom back out, which I'm sure I do. Okay, so now we're zoomed out a bit. Still won't be able to see though. So then this has a lock on it, so we'll unlock it. And so art on the other side. So sometimes I make sure that there isn't art on the other side that I want to keep. And if there is, then I'm a little more precious about how I cut it out. I would use scissors first, but because I'm not saving that at all, we can start out on the bottom. So I start with the edge that is not the edge I cut, because this edge is straight. And then I do a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so cut that off, lost just a little bit. I didn't make sure this was in focus, but it is. Okay. And then go along. Turn it over, might be easier. Try to err on the side of being a little bit too big. We can always. Okay. There we go. It seems a little smidgy too big, so we're just gonna inch it over just a teeniest bit. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll flip it over because for some reason it doesn't like to, I don't know if it's me or what I have. So there we go. So now we have a nice straight edge on that side. So now cut. Can always go a little tall because we're gonna have to trim it anyway. So we still have that. So we could use that for a collage deck, but that's going to be in a different video, doing a collage deck. So now just to double check, see what it's going to look like. It's going to be okay. We're still going to get the kid's head in there. So it's good. All right, so now let's cut off the other side. Can always err on the side of making it a little bit too big on one side. And I will show you why. Okay, so let's pause for a sec. Okay, so I cleaned up all the stuff we don't need. And let's have a look at it again. So another thing we could have done, right? I could have made a skinny deck and said, I'm just going to, I don't want any of this white space. So, and that could still happen, right? We could still do that if we glued them on and then trimmed them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just spray the back of this with the glue, which you're not going to see. I just have like an old garbage can. You could use like a Home Depot bucket or whatever, and I hold this down inside of it and spray in there so that the glue is just in there. So it is a garbage can lined with spray glue, basically. And then what I'll do is put that over that like that. So we don't want to spray the glue on this, right, because we're saving this part and the glue does get everywhere. If we were to cover the whole card, then honestly, what I would have done was said, I'm going to, we could, what I would have done is sprayed this, turn the art over, and then I just stick the card to it. And because I left one side wider than the other, I want to make sure that I would center it down in the corner like this. So if you're going to do that, you don't have to try to cut it to fit perfectly. You just need like one corner to be able to line up. So you can have the top be taller or the bottom, doesn't matter, right? But then you just have to line it up in that one corner, and then once you got it on there, then you turn it over and trim it. But since we're going to do this a little bit differently, I'm going to glue the back of this. So just a sec. Okay, so I sprayed it. One of the reasons I like the spray glue is because I can get a nice thin layer of glue. So line it up a little. Try not to stick the whole thing down because this glue does dry pretty fast and it's pretty unforgiving. So yeah, we're not even, because I had to hold it to the side for a sec. So yeah, it's not perfectly square, but that's because I'm doing this with a tripod in front of me, and I sprayed the glue and then I started the camera again and the glue dried a little bit. It dries super, super fast. Usually I can smudge it around a little bit, but there is no budging this. So now we have these edges which need to be trimmed up, which is pretty easy. Just turn it over and go along the edge. Don't worry about the corners. That's what the corner rounder is for. So you are going to end up with sort of sticky edges, which goes away with time, but it does prevent you from edging it. So if you were going to edge this with a marker, we would have had to have edged it first. And I'll kind of go over that in a future video. I'll do some more of these on my more intricate designs. Ah, sticky. Okay. And because we have the nice cardstock, super easy to just follow the edge. And you know, if you had a cutting board and the X-Acto knife, you could do that too if you're skilled with that. I am not that great with that. So now I'm gonna guess these are small. So this is the small side. So now we're just gonna put this in here. And it didn't quite, it's not quite exactly the same. So yeah, we're gonna have to go over it with scissors after all. Not a big deal. So now we have our own Three of Cups. And that wasn't that hard. The hardest part is just finding the art. I mean, you could print it out from the internet if you wanted to. I use books a lot because I like having a physical book. And then it's better print quality too than I would have with my printers. My printer isn't like high dollar works. So I hope you found that useful. I'm gonna zoom out and show you all the supplies again. Okay, so I'm back with all the supplies. So we had the glue, and in the future I will try to get a hold of some of that bookbinder glue and see how that works out. Pair of scissors, X-Acto knife, pencil, some art, a corner rounder, which we ended up not using anyway, and the paper cutter, the guillotine paper cutter, nice sharp one. And we made the Three of Cups. So, thanks for watching, and as always, take care of yourself. Bye. It is July of 2022, and it is time for another deck giveaway. This time it is the Osho Zen Tarot. So this is a deck that I bought and really tried to connect with, so I didn't, I ran out of my Amazon return window. So it's not worth trying to sell because it's, you know, it's mass market, it's not expensive. By the time, you know, I sell it for $5 and then the $10 shipping, it's just like, just what, why? So I'm gonna give it away. Lisa Pepez is the one who convinced me to get this because she loves it. It was her first deck. But, and I, in theory, okay, it's black and white. In theory, I would like it because the artwork is pretty. The colors are pretty, but it's just not my jam. So there are plenty of walkthroughs. I'll go really fast. But there are plenty of walkthroughs of this deck. If you want to go and see, is this a deck I would like to try to win for free? You can do that somewhere else. Probably Lisa Pepez at Supportive Tarot. I'm sure she has gushing walkthroughs because I'm sure I watched them, and that's how I got convinced to get this deck. But like I said, it's just not my jam. So I'm not even going to show all the cards. That's pretty. See, that's pretty. That's pretty. But it just, you know, it doesn't ring my bell. So if you'd like to win it, you can comment below in this video with the word Zen and whatever else you want to say. And any video that I post in the month of July of 2022 that I have this at the end of, or where I mention the drawing somewhere and what keyword you should be entering in the comments, then you can enter as many times as you want, and each entry will get you another little piece of paper in my bowl, so it will increase your chances. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and good luck.